Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to online classes and have a pleasant morning to all of you. Well, we are going to read the chapter 2 of supplementary NCRT supplementary book, The Alien Hand. So, we have read the first part, and today we are going to read the second part, in which we will see how the Kari and the author helped to take out one drowned boy from river. But before we move ahead, do you remember what had happened in the first part? Do you remember? Yes, correct. We have read so far like there was a young boy of 8 to 9 years old, and he was handed over a tiny elephant of 5 to 6 months old. And since then the author and the Kari knows each other. Even the author tries to play with him most of the time and try to measure his height with him. Sorry. And take him to the river for giving him bath every day. After that, taking the Kari to forest edge for collecting some twigs or saplings for him for his food, right? So now today we are going to read the next part. So in this part, let us start the reading first. It was not so easy to get twigs and saplings for Kari. I had to climb all kinds of trees to get the most delicate and tender twigs, as he was very fond of young branches of the banyan tree, which grows like a cathedral of leaves and branches. I was gathering some one spring day in March, when I suddenly heard Kari calling to me in the distance. As he was still very young, the call was more like that of an baby than an elephant. I thought somebody was hurting him, so I came down from my tree and ran very fast to the edge of the forest where I had left him, but he was not there. So in this para, the author says that when he was, collecting twigs and sapling for Kari, and for that purpose he went into the forest, because he knows that the most greenery of the forest are in the middle of the forest. And since he knew the taste of Kari, because as per the author, Kari liked the most delicate and tender twigs. So to collect that, he has to go into the deep forest in the middle of the forest, and he always collect the twigs from there only. So in the same way, he was there in the middle of the forest and collecting twigs for himself, and all of a sudden he heard the voice of Kari shouting, calling him. Here you can see that how the author has compared his cry like as a baby. The call was more like that of a baby than an elephant, right? So here an elephant has been compared with a baby. And why so? Because he was too young, right? That's why. And when the author reaches to the place where he had left Kari, he was not there. So it was a surprised moment for the author. Then after, now read the next part. I looked all over, but I could not find him. I went near the edge of the water, and I saw a black something struggling above its surface. Then it rose higher, and it was the trunk of my elephant. So after that, when the author did not find the Kari at the edge of forest, he started roaming hither and thither to look for the Kari. And when he reached near the river, edge of the water, he saw something, like a kind of a struggle was going on, like was drowning and coming out on the surface of water. This type of thing was happening there. And once when it rose so higher, the author identified it as a trunk of Kari. So therefore, he thought that the Kari was drowning there. Now read the next. I was helpless because I could not jump into the water and save the 400 pounds of him, since he was much higher than I. But I saw his back rise above the water, and the moment he caught my eye, he began to trumpet and struggle up to the shore. It means when the author identified the elephant trunk, and he thought that he was drowning, so he thought to jump into the water, but he shows his regret here because he was helpless. And why he was helpless? Can you guess that? Yes, he was helpless because the Kari was so much weighted than his weight. Right? It was around 400 pounds. That means around 180 kg somewhere around. How can that author, take back that Kari onto his neck or onto his shoulder and bring it outside of the river? It was quite impossible for him. But all of a sudden, when Kari, when he was struggling in the water, when he saw that the master of his is there outside in the near the edge of water, he started trumping. Trumping is like, चिघाड़ने लगा, like just asking. It seemed like he was asking for help of the author, right? And he tried to come up to the shore so that, author will take him out of the water. Then, still trumpeting, he pushed me into the water and I fell into the stream. I saw a boy lying flat on the bottom of the river. He had not altogether touched bottom but was somewhat afloat. I came to the surface of the water to take my breath, and then there Kari was standing, his feet planted in the sand bank, and his trunk stretched out like a hand waiting for mine. I dived down again and pulled the boy of the drowning boy to the surface, but not being a good swimmer, I could not swim ashore, and the slow current was already dragging me down. Now let me explain. In this in these lines, author is telling about the difficulties he faced while rescuing that boy out of the river. Actually, when he was standing out of the river and he saw the Kari, and when he tried to reach near him, then at that time the Kari pushed him actually into the river to see or to look into the matter how the boy was lying down at the bottom of that river. When the author himself went inside into the water, he saw that boy was lying down, but not completely lying down on the shore of the sand, but it was quite a bit up from that side. So, Kari tried to support his master with his strong and thick foot, standing like hard, because the stream was also there, and it may happen like the stream could blow them up to the next distance, right? But it was not going to happen because Kari was supporting him with his feet. And the author tried his best, though he was not a good swimmer. He tried to pull out the boy from that bottom of river. And Kari was there to support with uplifting his trunk outside there and pulling the master and the boy outside of the river. Now, let me read the next line. Seeing us drift by in the current, Kari, who was usually slow and ponderous, suddenly darted down like a hawk and came halfway into the water, where I saw him stretch out his trunk again. I raised up my hand to catch it and it slipped. I found myself going under the water again. This time I found that the water was not very deep, so I sank to the bottom of the river and doubled my feet under me, and then suddenly kicked the river bed and so shot upwards like an arrow. So in these lines the author is telling about the struggle, what the master did to save that drowning boy. Actually, here we should understand, when the master was pushed into the river, that time Kari was standing on the edge of the water. He was not in the middle of the water as earlier when he was drowning. When the Kari saw that the master came for the rescue, Kari pushed his master into the river and he came out of that river. But when he saw that his master was unable and was not a good swimmer, and he was again feeling so drowned like the boy same, he tried to help his master by entering into the river. First of all, he entered and tried to give his trunk to his master. So first time when he did that, the hand slipped over the trunk because it was all watery and it was all wet. The trunk got slipped from its hand, and the author found himself again drowning into the water. But somehow, by luck, the struggle went into very positive way, and the author and the drowned boy was carried till the age of, not exactly till the age of water, but halfway of the river, and it was not so deep there. So the author, when he felt like drowning, he pushed himself down deep side the river, and then he just folded his both leg and thrown himself like as an arrow, so that he can come out of the water at one go. Now let us read the another line, last line. Not exactly the last line. In spite of the fact that I was holding the drowning boy with my hand, as my body rose above the water, I felt a lasso around my neck. This frightened me. I thought some water animal was going to swallow me. I heard Kari squealing, and I knew it was his trunk about my neck. He pulled us both ashore. So this line tells that when the author was trying to kick or throw himself like as an arrow out of the river, at that time he was holding the boy's shirt or some part of the body in his hand. So it was quite difficult for him to throw him at a speed which can take both of away from the river. But alas, what happened? There was a Messiah there, and that was Kari. He was also trying its best to support his master. And in what way he was supporting him? he has just, you know, twisted his trunk, and it was like binded the master neck with his trunk, so that the master will not drown. And if the master will not drown, the boy who was holding master's hand will also not drown. So in this way the Kari supported its master. However, at the same time, the master felt, when he went inside, down deep side the water, he felt like some lassu type of animal has hold it. Now what is the lassu type of animal? Lassu type of animal you can understand like cobra, or like you might have seen python and like that. So these type of animals are found mostly in the water, and they are hunting the animals, other animals, or people, humans into the water. So this was the thought, came in the mind of masters when he felt round about in his neck, and it was not lasso type of animal, but instead of that it was the trunk of Kari. So he felt so peace there, and he heard the squealing sound of Kari also. Squealing sound is like जस्ट बचाने वाला जो बचाने के टाइम जिस तरीके की आवाज़ निकलती है, दैट इज़ नोन एज स्क्विलिंग और विनिंग यू कैन से. एंड दिस इज़ हाउ ही पुल्ड बोथ ऑफ अस एट out of the river. Now, the key points: Kari become fond of ripe bananas. He believes in self-help, much to the discomfort of his friend. With quiet dignity, Kari accepts the childing he knows he deserves. Now, let us read the next para. Kari was like a baby. He had to be trained to be a good, and if you did not tell him when he was naughty, he was up to more mischief than ever. In this para, the author is talking about the childish nature of a baby. Have you seen the childish nature of any baby? Yes, of course, we all have had the childish nature when we were a baby or kid. In the same way, Kari was having this childish nature in itself. So the master thought to train him in a good manner after that incident, because he knew and understand that Kari was very soft from the heart and helping by the nature. So he thought to provide him training, because he found sometime that when Kari was doing any nonsense thing, and if somebody was not there to stop him, he would go on more than what nonsense he was doing. So same like you people are doing noise in the classroom, and if somebody is not stopping you, you people gradually increase your noise till the time teacher comes and ask you to keep quiet. In the same way Kari was doing. Now the next para. For instance, one day somebody gave him some bananas to eat. Very soon he developed a great love for ripe bananas. We used to keep large plates of fruit on a table near a window in the dining room. One day, all the bananas on the table disappeared, and my family blamed the servants for eating all the fruits in the house. Right? Isn't it quite funny? So here in this para, the author is sharing one of its experience when Kari shown too much love for the bananas, because somebody has given him some banana to eat, and after that Kari became so fond of the banana, and very soon he has developed a great love, affection for the ripe bananas. He used to eat ripe bananas more than often. Meanwhile, one day, an incident took place that when the parents or family member of the author kept a full plate of fruits, you know on the table, uh, and when they went out for some work, and when they came back, they saw the plate was empty. And who were blamed for it? The servants who were working there were blamed for it. So this was quite disappointing, right? Since the Kari had ate the fruits, but the parent servants were getting blamed for it. It was quite, nonsense. It should not happen. But Kari enjoyed it. It made me very angry with my parents and the servants, for I was sure they had taken all the fruit. The next time the fruit disappeared, I found a banana all smashed up in the Kari's pavilion. This surprised me very much, for I had never seen fruit there, and as you know, he had always lived on twigs. But how soon the stealing of fruit will survive? And the Kari got one day caught up by his master, caught up by the author. And how? When the author visited the Kari's place, Kari's pavilion. So after that incident, even the author and the family member of author was quite upset with the servants, because they thought servants are the thief and they are stealing the fruits every day. But when a smashed banana was found in the pavilion of Kari, the author understood the whole matter, and it was quite surprised for him. He never expected this type of things from Kari. Now read the next line. Next day, while I was sitting in the dining room, wondering whether I should take some fruit from the table, without my parents' permission, a long black thing, very much like a snake, suddenly came through the window and disappeared with all the bananas. I was very much frightened, because I had never seen snakes eat bananas, and I thought it must be a terrible snake that would sneak in and take fruit. I crept out of the room, and with a great fear in my heart, ran out of the house, feeling sure that the snake would come back into the house, eat all fruits, and kill all of us. So, in this para, the author is again sharing one more story, the next incident which took next day, when he found the smashed banana into Kari's pavilion. In this part, the author was sitting he was sitting in his dining room, and he was having a plate full of fruit on the table. He was thinking to eat the bananas, but what he found all of a sudden, that from a window side, some black thing which was much like snake. The author thought it is some type of snake. It was long and black, so quite similar to the snake structure, right? And took all the bananas with it and disappeared. So the author thought here, as the snake has taken banana, he got frightened of that. In his whole life, he has never seen the snake eating fruits. With that thought, the author got scared of the snake and ran out of the house where he was sitting. So this tells that how much disturbance Kari has created, and what was that for? Only for the bananas, the love of bananas, right? So, dear students, now we have read the second part. We'll read the last part by next coming day. and I hope you have understood the story till now, and you would be able to summarize the story also. So guys, we'll meet next day. Till then, take care, bye, and have a nice day. Thank you.